Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to HG Radio, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration. Here is your co-founder and host, Kim Becker.
Hello, gorgeous, and thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Kim Becker, and this is Hello, Gorgeous, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration on Society Bites Radio, social interaction for the mind and soul. This episode is brought to you by Amplified Marketing Group. They specialize in affordable mobile solutions that will get you noticed and help you retain customers. Check them out at www.amplified.marketing. Our guest today is RHENNE MAE. Now, hang on for this introduction. Now, this is a story all about how Rhena's life got turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute just to sit right there, and I'll tell you how she became the queen of the jewelry empire air. In Los Angeles, where she was born and raised, the MaeMae Jewelry world is where she spent most of her days, making jewelry all night and slanging all day. It took her 2 years before she was confident enough to even hire her first employee. She started doing well, and her mama said, new opportunities are going to come, so you better be ready. Sure enough, she was right. What could it possibly be? A store, many stores, and an online community. She's dope, she's fresh, she's unapologetically she. The woman, here she is, who created MaeMae Jewelry. Hi, Rhene, and welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh, that was so awesome!
I have to tell you, that is like the first time I've ever been asked to wrap a guest's introduction. So I hope I knocked it out of the park.
Look, you know what? If this all doesn't work out, a rapping career may be in your future, okay?
I was just going to say I shouldn't quit my day job.
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited to have you here today. How are you feeling today?
Oh my gosh, I am feeling amazing. I'm feeling bright. I'm feeling at peace. A lot of peace has overcome my body this morning.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I want to tell our listeners about how I had the honor of actually meeting you in person. We were at a show in Las Vegas called iSpa. And I loved that it was one of the best beauty shows that I had ever attended. It was awesome. The vendors were incredible. They were so professional, and it was all education. And you had a booth that was there, and we had taken a break from our booth and kind of walked around the show floor. And I came upon you, and I'm actually wearing my bracelet today. And you told me your story and how you came up with this. I think you were sitting on a beach, and it's a very simple bracelet with red string, which is my signature color, red, with a little gold bead, and it's an I am enough bracelet. And you told me to breathe in, push the bead and breathe in and just breathe out, I am enough. And I remember standing in the booth and talking with you and crying. There were tears streaming down my face.
So much good crying.
And it was like 6 years ago, I think, 5 or 6 years ago. And I still wear my bracelet to this day. So I'm so grateful that you are here to share with us more about how and why you created MaeMae. And I just want you to know that you touched my life, and I still wear my bracelet. So you are impacting a lot of women, girlfriend. Thank you.
I love that so much. So just a little history. So I did the iSpa show. I was a little fish. I'm literally at that point, I was a 2-person company. It was me and someone that was helping me. And I did this amazing International Spa Association show. And I said, oh my gosh, how am I going to stand out? I'm here with all the biggest brands in the world, and I'm this like little fish. So I said, you know what? If I show my heart and tell people why I really created this company, I can create a lasting impact. And if only one person buys, I don't really care, because I'm here for that one person. So Kim, when you came to the booth, I was like, you know what? I'm going to show up and just be my best. And the bracelet I was giving out, you guys, I tell people, if you were to squeeze me and juice were to come out, MaeMae is the physical manifestation of all my emotions on the inside. And I needed to know at that particular time in my life that I was enough, because I was going through a divorce. I was starting something new. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And there were just so many hurdles against me. And every person that I put this bracelet on, I said, you know what? You are enough. You always have been and you always will be. And whenever you forget, you press that little bead against the vein on your wrist and you breathe that in. And I promise you, everything in your cells will change and you'll breathe a little bit easier. And I can't believe that you're still wearing it, Kim. Honestly, it's crazy and it's magnificent and all at the same time.
Well, and to the quality of your product. I mean, it's a simple red string bracelet with this awesome, there's a knot in there, but I don't take it off because I'm not one of those people. I very rarely change my jewelry. I charge my watch at night, my Apple Watch, but other than that, I wear my jewelry all the time. So I shower with this thing. I swim with it. And for 4, 5, 6 years, however long it's been, I've not taken it off. And I still have it. It's not faded. It's not, the bead is still, you can still tell that it's a gold bead. So kudos to you for creating such a simple, elegant product that's so well made. It's not, I've not lost it. I've not broken it. I literally wear it every hour of every single day.
Boom, quality. Love it. Quality.
Absolutely. So go back a little bit more. So tell me, you were at the iSpa show, but what really was the inspiration for you to create MaeMae Jewelry?
So I grew up in a family where you didn't express your feelings and you didn't really show emotion. If you cried, people would say, don't cry. If you were feeling something, they'd be like, you'll get through it, just keep going. And I hit a breaking point and I was all like, I need to be able to really feel my emotions. And I really need to understand what feeling was and like people can say that you're beautiful, but do you feel beautiful? It doesn't matter what people feel. And so MaeMae for me was a journey of really allowing myself to feel my emotions. So some of my first pieces were called I Am Enough, Let It Go, Trust, Celebrate, Forgive. And they were really pieces for me to really wear and be able to allow myself to feel all of the emotions that I had been what I call emotionally constipated pretty much my whole life.
But you know what, I think it's so powerful because just like that day, obviously I had that emotion inside of me. I mean, so Hello Gorgeous for me is a calling. It's not anything that I would have ever stood up and said, hey, this is what I'm going to create. And so I did question whether I didn't know what I was doing. My late husband and I always joked that God should have chosen 2 marketing majors from Harvard to pull off what he's asking us to pull off. And so that day, I remember specifically standing there in the booth and those simple words of you could have chosen any bracelet for me and you chose the I Am Enough bracelet. And it's just those simple words, that gentle reminder that we need to either A, let it go, or B, you are enough. There's something so powerful and something so simple. I wonder if did you realize that something that simple could be that powerful?
Not at all. So I came from the corporate world. You know, I got a college degree. I went into corporate America. I became very successful. I made a lot of money. I did all the things that everybody said you should do. I got married and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, I built this great career. And why do I still feel so empty? Like, what is going on? And I like made the jump to leave corporate. I didn't even know what I was going to do. But I think through my own self-healing journey, I created MaeMae and I had no idea what it was going to become. But I think because I was so true, and this is like the most honest thing I've ever done in my whole life, the universe got my back. Whether you believe in God, energy, whatever, it got your back when you're living so honest. It's going to propel you into whatever you're supposed to do.
Well, I think, what you had said about going to that show and really showing your heart, I stood there. I didn't feel like I was being sold. I stood there and was having a heart to heart conversation with another woman that was trying to make a difference in the world. And I think that, it's not only the bracelet, but it truly is a lasting impression. Like I said, I was so excited when you agreed to be my guest on my show. And we had, it's been 5 years or so since we've talked. And I hope everybody gets the opportunity to experience that moment because it's just inspirational, and really to have something like that you can go back on is just a gentle reminder. I am enough. I think that's just incredible. What did it take for you to really, was there one word that you had to tell yourself, like to step away from something that your corporate job, you were making a good income, to step into this light that you had no clue whether you could actually feed yourself, pay your bills? Like, was there a word that you had to continually tell yourself, like, I can do this?
I don't think there was necessarily a word. I think there was just a pounding feeling. Um, I, I've always known that I was different, and I have a different superpower in this life where I can see people the minute I encounter their spirit. Like I really, really see and I feel your heart. It's kind of like if you're Superman and you kind of feel those feelings. That's my superpower. Like I see you, I know what's wrong with your heart. I know how to make you become engaged, and and you feel seen when you're in front of me. More than anything, you're seen like a human, you're seen like for everything, and you're not judged. And I feel that that's my superpower, and I didn't know how to really use it more and more. Like a lot of people always say I want to help people, and I love that. I want to help people. More than that, for me, is I actually see you and I feel you. It's my empathic ability that I needed kind of like a tool to be able to use it every day. And that's what MaeMae was for me.
How did you realize that you had that superpower?
So when I was working in corporate, right? So it's like 8 hours of pushing paper and doing all the things. And then there's 2 hours I did of mentoring every day. And that mentoring time was everything. And every employee I ever had, they would leave, let's say, and they'd go get a new job. They would always email me and say, "Oh my gosh, I always thought the grass was greener, but I really miss you. I really missed you." And I was just like, "Oh my gosh, like why?" It's just because you actually cared about me and you cared about my life and my family. I wasn't just a cog in your wheel to make you money.
And how do
And
you
I was like,
use that? How do you
"Whoa."
use that superpower now?
Oh man. So I have a store. I have a physical brick and mortar store in Los Angeles. And when people come in, it's like a vortex. I call it like exit through the gift shop. You walk in and your life is forever changed. You walk in and I ask you one simple question. I don't ask you, do you need help? What do you need? I always ask you, how are you feeling? And the minute I ask someone that, they can give the regular, oh, I'm good and don't bother me. But for some reason, the way I ask it, they become so vulnerable and they instantly go, you know what? Today's not a good day. And instantly, I know when they do that, their guards are down and I can come in and swoop in and band aid their heart back. Like just yesterday, I was working. I had 3 people come in. They've never been there. They literally just said, I parked in front of your store. I have no idea why. And I came in. Waterworks, like crazy crying, like instantly within 2 minutes of talking to me.
And again, that I felt that same, I know exactly what they're saying because I felt that same thing. I think it's the pureness that you have and that your intentions are real. I think in today's day and age, and it's really hard to have that one-on-one. I mean, all those years ago when I met you, social media wasn't nearly what it is now. But I feel like people are so, you see Kodak moments of people's lives on social media, whether it be on Instagram or whether it be on
Yes.
Facebook. And so you don't get to see the real person, right? Because people just put the snippets of their Kodak moments, but you didn't see what it took for them to get to that Kodak moment. And I think that when they, I mean, that's my assumption, is that when they walk in the store, they see the real you and you get to see the real them. And there's something very special about that.
So special. And I think that's the thing. I think one of the things that I think about with Mimi is how do I bottle up that specialness? Because
Mm-hmm.
I can't meet everyone. I can't see everyone. Not everyone can come into the store. So I think with all of the pieces, I really, really try and infuse it with that energy. And that's all I could really do. And I just pray that it goes out into the world.
So tell me about this then. So how does the crafting of the different pieces of jewelry come into play? Is this something that do you just monitor the manufacturing of it, or do you sit and make each of the pieces yourself?
So every piece is